Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Rita Barreto-Craig, Chair of the Florida Commission on the Status of Women. The Commission is a nonpartisan representative body of 22 volunteer women and sometimes men appointed from throughout the state of Florida by the governor, cabinet, the Speaker of the House, and the President of the Senate. Since 1991, the Commission has served the state of Florida by raising awareness of the unique needs, concerns, and achievements of women and girls through collaboration, education, and celebration. And today we are celebrating. This year marks the 100th anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment, which enfranchises U.S. citizens regardless of sex. Throughout 2020, the Commission is collaborating with the Florida Women's Suffrage Centennial Commission and others to ensure statewide observance of this monumental milestone and in the fight for women's rights and in the history of our nation. Therefore, it is fitting that we gather today to honor the past, inform the present, and inspire the future by announcing and celebrating the 10 women chosen by the Commission as finalists to be considered by Governor Ron DeSantis for induction into the 2020 Florida Women's Hall of Fame. It is now my extreme pleasure to introduce Commissioner Marucci Azzarine, the chair of the Florida Women's Hall of Fame, who will share this exciting news with you.
Thank you, Commissioner Craig. It is so true that were it not for our foremothers who won the battle for suffrage 100 years ago this year, we would not be here celebrating the 10 finalists for this year's Florida Women's Hall of Fame. Since 1982, the Hall of Fame has recognized and honored women who through their lives' works have made significant contributions to the improvement of life for women and for all citizens of the state of Florida. The selection process is as follows. Each extraordinary finalist was nominated by someone in the public sector. We received nearly 70 nominations from every corner of the state of Florida. From these nominations by the public, the Florida Commission on the Status of Women selected 10 nominees. Those 10 nominees are forwarded to Governor Ron DeSantis, who selects the final 3 honorees for the 2020 Women's Hall of Fame. While there will only be 3 women ultimately chosen to forever be recognized in the rotunda of the Florida Capitol, it is truly an honor to be nominated and be among the 10 finalists. This year, the Florida Commission on the Status of Women selected the following 10 finalists who exemplify the great diversity of women's contributions to the state of Florida and Florida life. In alphabetical order, they are Alice Scott Abbott, formerly of Bunnell, is one of Florida's historic suffragists. She gave the first Votes for Women speech in the state of Florida in 1893 in St. Augustine. Abbott's efforts in Flagler County led to nearly 200 women, including over 50 African-American women, to register and vote in the 1920 election. Unfortunately, Ms. Abbott passed just days before the election and never had a chance to exercise the right to vote that she championed throughout her life. Dr. Florence Alexander of Longwood founded Ebon Research Systems in 1970 as a determined single mother with only a manual typewriter in her basement. While establishing Ebon, which has received international recognition, Dr. Alexander also mentored countless Florida women on financial solvency. Dr. Alexander made Florida history when she became the first African-American woman to serve as a Florida elector in 1985. Samira Beckwith of Fort Myers, the president and CEO of Hope Healthcare, has dedicated her life and career to improving the quality of life for others. Diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease as a young woman working on her master's degree in social work, Beckwith became a strong advocate for healthcare. She has participated in numerous state and national policy forums, providing expert testimony before the U.S. House Judiciary Committee, the U.S. Senate Aging Committee, and other governmental bodies. Jane Castor is the 59th mayor of the city of Tampa. She was born and raised in Tampa, Florida, and graduated from the prestigious FBI National Academy. Castor is a 31-year veteran of the Tampa Police Department, serving in nearly every capacity of the department and every area of the city. In 2009, she was selected as the first female and first openly LBGT person to be named Chief of Police in Tampa's history, serving in this role for 6 years. Nancy Hogshead Makar of Jacksonville, a civil rights lawyer, Olympic swimming champion, and founder and CEO of Champion Women, has dedicated much of her professional career to empowering girls and women through sports and providing them legal advocacy in the field. She set her first national swim record at age 12, was world ranked first by 14, and won 1 silver and 3 gold medals at age 22 in the 1984 Olympics. Hogshead Makar was instrumental in the development of Title IX and enforces it through her life's work. May Mann Jennings, formerly of Brooksville, the second historic suffragist in this year's top 10 finalists, was a powerful political figure player in Florida, not only as First Lady to Governor William Sherman Jennings from 1901 to 1905, but also through her own legislative and advocacy efforts throughout her lifetime. Jennings was a champion for women's suffrage, better treatment of children, and historic and ecological preservation. She also helped lobby for the establishment of a state board of forestry known today as the Florida Forestry Services. She also helped found the Florida League of Women Voters. Senator Arthenia Joyner, Lakeland born and Tampa raised, has had a distinguished career in law and politics and has been a pioneer and political trailblazer through her impressive career. Joyner rose to national prominence in 1984 as president of the National Bar Association, and again with appointments by President Clinton to the U.S. delegation for the World Population Development Conference in Egypt. Joyner became the first Black woman to practice law in Hillsborough and Polk counties and remains the longest practicing Black woman lawyer in Florida. She was also the first Black woman elected Florida Senate Minority Leader. Alma Lee Loy, formerly of Vero Beach, was passionately involved and engaged in local nonprofits, politics, and Indian River State College. Known to never to say no when the community calls, Loy was appointed as a charter member of the Florida Commission on the Status of Women in 1964 by Governor C. Farris Bryant, and to the Women's Safety Leaders in 1965 by Governor Hayden Burns. She was the first woman elected to the Indian River County Commission and the first to serve as that commission's chairperson. She was also the first woman elected as chairperson of the Indian River County Chamber of Commerce. A coach and mentor to younger generations of women, Loy dedicated her life to women's achievements and paved the way for women to succeed in male-dominated roles. Audrey Schiebler, formerly of Gainesville, was a tireless advocate for the children of Florida. A founding member of the Alachua County Council on Child Abuse, she was the first director of the 8th Judicial Circuit Guardian ad litem program. Schiebler was a leader in establishing the Ronald McDonald House and the Boggy Creek Camp for children with chronic illnesses in Gainesville. Awarded the Medal of Honor by the Florida Bar Foundation in 1990 and given an honorary fellowship in the American Academy of Pediatrics, Schiebler created a legacy of selflessness and child advocacy in Florida. And finally, E. Thelma Waters of Indiantown, an indomitable community activist who has improved the lives of hundreds of adults and children living in her rural Martin County village. She was the leading force in her community for civil rights, suitable migrant worker housing, medical care, early childhood education, and quality daycare. She provided access to a voting precinct and political representation in the 1960s. Thelma started a daycare center for farm workers' children. She educated parents about health issues and ultimately advocated so passionately for a health clinic that the American Friends Service Committee opened a satellite clinic within months of her presentation. In 2017, Thelma became one of the 3 signatories, founders of the Articles of Incorporation for the Village of Indiantown. Congratulations. Please look for more information on these 10 phenomenal women on social media. We look forward to announcing the 3 inductees selected by Governor DeSantis in the coming weeks. Thank you for joining us to celebrate these trailblazing women. We believe that the Florida Commission on the Status of Women is stronger and responsive when all Floridians get involved. There is no greater time than now to educate yourself on these issues impacting the status of women by attending FCSW forums and seminars, collaborating with other organizations to maximize impact, and celebrating the contributions of women who have dared to make a difference while blazing trails for others. Visit our website at fcsw.net to learn how to become involved. Have a wonderful day.